Do you ever wonder how is everybody affording all these things? That's what I'm going to talk about today. So yesterday I talked about how when I almost became an influencer, but then didn't. But there's something I didn't say, which I want to now talk about here, linked to the topic of the podcast title of the episode, which you probably have already seen. And if you haven't, it's called Keeping or Not Keeping Up with the Jonses. So a couple of days ago, I watched this YouTube video that someone shared on a group I'm in, and it was like, how is everybody traveling? And she was talking about influencers and influencer culture and all of those things. And I just came back from a social media break. I've been off Twitter for about 8 or 9 months and Instagram for about 6 months. And I was going to do a year, but then I was like, wrap this up. Like, I'm already doing too many serious things. I need to just relax and breathe in some area. And yeah, so I'm back on Instagram and on Twitter, but I have 2 Twitter accounts, so I'm back on only one. And there's something that I've been noticing, which is there is so much stuff. Everyone is selling so much stuff. I remember, and I think I talked about this on an episode before. I will check through my archives and post the link in the chat if I have indeed spoken about it. But I remember before, when I was like very actively on Instagram and Twitter, especially Instagram, I was always seeing influencer things, like not ads necessarily, not like, oh, somebody's advertising, like a business is advertising its product. It was always people saying like, oh, you need this thing that will change your life, like this Amazon kitchen finds that stuff that you absolutely need in your kitchen, or your life will never be the same, and it will totally improve your life and make your life better. So there's always a different kind of vacuum cleaner and some kind of kitchen gadget, and there's always something that you need to have, you totally must have, otherwise your life is going to be incomplete or whatever. And it's so easy to say that, oh, it doesn't matter, I'm not affected by these things, nothing can make me buy what I don't want to buy, and so on and so forth. But if you're seeing the same thing over and over again, it's just the way the human brain works. If you're seeing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, then you're like, maybe I should have that, or maybe it's not bad. If everybody's using it, if everybody's talking about it, maybe it's a good thing to have. And this is how most people are, like, just by how the human brain is wired. And now that I'm back on Instagram, I'm already seeing these kinds of posts again. And I've only been back on Instagram for a couple of days. Like, literally, my first post was on, I think, the 30th of June or the 1st of July. And this is what, the 4th or 5th? The 5th, 4th, 5th, 6th of July. And yeah, it's quite a lot. It is quite a lot. And this is just on an items, like items you must have type of thing. Now, if you take it up a notch. Hi, thanks for listening so far. Just to pop in to say, please send me questions. I'm running out of things to talk about, so send me questions or suggestions. The link to do that is in the description box of the episode. Also, subscribe. Thanks. Okay, let's get back into the episode. And that is what the video was talking about. You have house. Oh, you need to do your house in a certain way. These are the colors, these are the things, these are the jars. You always have to buy clear jars. Everything must go in clear jars. You have to do this, you have to do that. And it's not necessarily that they're telling you that you have to do these things. But again, this is how the media works and messaging works, is that you constantly are exposed to certain things, and then you start to think that you need those things, you want those things, you desire those things. But when that is cut off, because since when I was off Instagram, I didn't think that, like, the thought of buying any home improvements, kitchen things, all but vanished. Like, it wasn't there. But now that I'm back on Instagram, I'm seeing this as, I'm like, this won't be bad to have. This won't be bad to have. And I did make some impulse purchases in the past, but now I'm wiser. Hopefully, hopefully. and I don't feel like I need to buy things. If you see my Instagram, what's that thing where your saved posts are? I had so many posts of so many things that are just the thing that you need, or it's the thing that is just the thing that you need for whatever room in your house or for your life or whatever. And in the video that I watched about influencers, they're talking about how most of the big influencers, they actually already have money. So they did not become influencers to make money. They already had money and then they became influencers. Except the ones that were really, really early influencers, like early 2010s, before 2010, people that have been in the game since that long. But the more recent ones they're already from wealthy families, or they come from money basically, and so they're not influencing as a way to make money. And how influencing also really, really encourages over consumption, because why is somebody repainting the color of their house every 2 months? I mean, you're free to do whatever you like with your house, right? But if you're seeing people are always repainting their house, it just creates this weird expectation that if you're not repeating your own house every day, then maybe you're missing out and you're losing out on something. Or if you're not always flying business class, because let's face reality, just the way the world is, reality things, most people cannot afford to fly business class. I can't afford to fly business class. And when I'm seeing all the influencers, everybody is, then I feel like maybe, am I behind in life? Is something wrong? And yes, everybody to say, oh no, I don't have this sort, it could never be me. But again, we're humans. And sometimes these things permeate. So if I'm always saying that, everybody on my Instagram is in France, everybody on my Instagram traveled to this country, or everybody on my Instagram is flying first class or business class or whatever, and then I start to feel like something's wrong with me because I'm not flying, it just creates this unnecessary pressure. And I saw a video on Instagram as well recently, where I think it's Diary of a Kitchen Lover who posted it, that somebody had messaged her that can she give them one of her wigs for her graduation. And I was just like, that was very interesting, because this overexposure to things makes people then start to feel like they are in the wrong place in their life, forgetting that everything has its time and its seasons. So maybe now you can't afford to buy the wig, but in a couple of years maybe you will. And so this unnecessary pressure that we then put on ourselves because of what we're seeing everybody on the quote unquote everybody on the internet doing is quite interesting to me as well. And that's why also when I thought about being an influencer and everything, it's like then I always have to find something to talk about. I always have to find something to do. I always have to find something to show, right? Especially for people who are influencers on Instagram, where you're showing things. If you don't post constantly, quote unquote, the algorithm will not reward you or whatever. So that even for the people who are creating, especially for people who are influencing as a means of trying to get income, of which most influencers are not making that much money. As with everything, there's a 1% of people who are making money from it, and there's the vast majority of people are not making that much money from it. So there's so much cost to yourself as a person creating that it's is it worth it in the end? And that's why a lot of people go on breaks. You just see people oh yeah, even people who do YouTube, it's I'm taking a break, I can't continue doing this, I always have to think of something, blah blah blah. And even with this daily podcast, I'm not trying to influence anyone to do anything or sell anything, right? At least for now. Watch out, maybe I'll sell something in the future. I'm joking. But currently I'm not trying to sell anything, so I'm just talking to you every day till the end of the year. After that, I probably will not talk to you for a year again, but let's see. And yeah, it gets tiring even as someone creating. So that was also part of the reason why I thought about it, and I was like, is this what I want to do with myself? I don't think I have the energy and bandwidth for it, so let me not do it. And yeah, that's it. I don't really know where this is going. This is the end. Now I'm just rambling, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you very much for listening. Bye. Thank you for listening to today's episode of A Couple of Things. If there was anything you found interesting or insightful, or you enjoyed the episode, please do share to someone or multiple people. Leave a comment, and definitely do subscribe and all the nice things. Bye.